What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am premiering my FanDuel single game video for tonight's game between the Saints and the Packers. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when all of our other content goes live. And let me know in the comments section, who are your favorite plays at MVP and at Flex? Saints are 3-point favorites tonight. The average score of the FanDuel winning lineup, 130.1 fantasy points, 53-point total. The makeup of the final lineups, 2.7 Saints, 2.3 Packers, so we've got to lean towards New Orleans. Average salary, $57,000. You can leave some salary on the table and get a little different on this slate. Time to look at some MVPs. I'm excited. All right, first up at MVP, I just need to point it out in a general sense. Pretty much all of the exposure in my sim is going to Rodgers, Kamara, Jones, and Breeze. Significantly more than our current public ownership. They are making up roughly 85% of all of the sim MVPs that I saw. That's where you want to be. I don't think it's going to be all that valuable to have a guy from a different spot other than maybe Allen Lazard, who's already getting the ownership, so I would pass anyway. I'm starting, without question, Alvin Kamara, who I wasn't all that fond of on the DraftKings video, which you guys should go check out. Kamara, $500 cheaper than Rodgers, has the second highest projection of the day, just a hair ahead of Drew Brees, actually. He shows up as my top MVP option 28.8% of the time, only projected for 17% ownership as of right now. I see no other way to go other than prioritizing Alvin Kamara. But if you do want to go a little different, I'm hopping over to the other sideline. I'm going to pay all the way up for Aaron Rodgers. 24% of the time shows up in the MVP spot. Only 16% ownership. That's just a bigger gap than Drew Brees. So I'm playing the ownership game here. I think that Rodgers provides a little bit more leverage than Drew Brees. I think Alvin Kamara is just simply the best option. Now, as we go to flex, you'll see that some of the top guys, Rodgers, Kamara, Drew Brees, going a little over-owned. You'll still be working your way through those guys, but for now, since I'm sort of avoiding Aaron Jones at the MVP spot, spoiler alert for the next slide, I do want to prioritize him in the flex spot. He has the lowest amount of ownership in the flex. I think he's comparable to the other four guys at the top, so he will be the guy that I would like to separate with. Then, as we drop down, the first guy that stands out is immediate. Only 20% ownership going to Emmanuel Sanders in the flex. I think he shows up in that flex spot about 34% of the time. You wanted to see more targets in week 2 with Michael Thomas out. It didn't happen. I'm hoping for a rebound in this spot. I'm willing to bet on Sanders. And then finally, I'm dropping all the way down to 8K. This one is a full no-brainer. I'm assuming Devontae Adams is out, and I think that Allen Lazard's ownership will climb throughout the day once we know a little bit more. But for right now, I think Allen Lazard is the best play on the FanDuel slate relative to his salary. He shows up in the optimal winning lineup in the flex spot 40% of the time, almost double where we have his projected ownership. Even if it rises, he's still going to show up as the most likely flex option. He's a guy that I think you have to have today just because of that salary point. Whew, okay, we're going to talk about fades. This one's uncomfortable. It's not that I don't like Aaron Jones in the MVP spot. He's the fourth most likely MVP. The problem is, I think the other three guys outpace him considerably, and you have to start making some concessions somewhere. I think the easiest spot to do that is with Aaron Jones. I think it's a lot easier to play him in the flex spot than it is in the MVP spot. I think you're more likely to win and to be duped less by having Aaron Jones somewhere else. And then we get to Kamara, who is a fade for me on DraftKings given his ownership. I definitely love him in the MVP spot here, but 49% ownership in the optimal flex spot just seems a little high. I would rather channel all of my ownership to Kamara in the MVP spot. He's too owned in the flex, only shows up as the optimal flex 31% of the time. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I think he's in the MVP spot more often than not. Go to Kamara and MVP. I don't want to say skip him in the flex, but you could afford to ignore him a little bit more. I like the Kamara MVP, Aaron Jones flex combo a lot. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. That is my first FanDuel single game breakdown for tonight's game between the Saints and the Packers. I'll be dropping dueling videos, DK and FanDuel, for every major showdown/single game slate. So we'll have another 2 up for tomorrow's Monday Night Football game, and then we'll be right back to it on Thursday for 2 more videos for Thursday Night Football. Once again, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to my sim results throughout the day as news breaks. If we get a little bit more information on Davante Adams, I will post updated graphics on my Twitter account. I'll also pin that in the comment section. That's where you guys should be dropping your favorite MVPs and flex plays. That's all I've got for you guys. Best of luck on this slate. I'll talk to you again tomorrow for Monday Night Football.